Next, let me introduce the seventh speaker, Shiori Hiramoto from Tokyo Metropolitan University will deliver the speech under the title of A Little Courage and a Little Knowledge. A Little Courage and a Little Knowledge. Shiori Hiramoto, please come up to the stage.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, honorable judges, and all the organizers. Good afternoon, everyone. Have you ever found yourself craving for more excitement in your life? Or perhaps wondering if there is a way to escape from the monotony of your daily routine? Well, recently, I've been seeing a lot of people spending their holidays doing nothing in particular, just scrolling through social media on their smartphones, killing time. So how do we break free from this routine? It's simple. Learn something new. It could be something you may not be particularly interested in, or a subject you've never liked before. Why not choose something interesting? Because chances are you're already learning about it. Delving into something you dislike or find uninteresting may require a bit of effort, but beyond that effort lies a delightful touch to your life. Today, based on my own experience, I'd like to tell you how a little knowledge of things about something you're not interested in can positively impact your life. Currently, I'm pursuing a degree in mechanical engineering at university, and I'm part of a research lab that develops robots. I also joined the robotics club at my university and participated in student robotics competitions. I find it incredibly exciting to be able to learn and engage in such activities. However, as a child, I never envisioned myself delving into the realm of university-level engineering, especially in the field of robotics. The very notion of mastering the intricate mathematical concepts essential for robot development seemed insurmountable, as I harbored a strong aversion to mathematics at the time. Let me tell you a story. I vividly remember a moment from my third grade in elementary school. It was during a math class when my classmates and I were handed a sheet with some problems to solve. The instructions were clear. Complete the sheet, turn it in, and begin the next one. Everyone started solving the problems at the same time, and I worked diligently on my sheet. As time passed, I noticed my classmates started finishing and receiving the next sheets one after another. Meanwhile, I found myself still grappling with the first half of mine. Despite putting in my best efforts, the task seemed never-ending. When I finally submitted my work, the teacher's words stung. "You're the slowest in the class. Try a bit harder." It was the first time I felt a sense of inferiority. Questions flooded my mind. Why am I the last one? I worked so hard. How can everyone else solve these problems so quickly? Maybe I don't have any talent for math. From that moment onward, I developed a dislike for math. I convinced myself it wasn't my strength, lost interest, and inevitably, my grades suffered. But a turning point came. When I was in middle school, a JAXA staff member came to give a lecture about creating artificial satellites and launching them into space. He talked about the excitement of building something and controlling it remotely, which intrigued me immensely. That's when I began considering a path in engineering. However, engineering inevitably involves mathematical knowledge, so I decided to buckle down and start studying math to become an engineer. I still disliked math, but I tried my best to improve. Nevertheless, I still scored much lower than my classmates. I felt disheartened, thinking, I knew math wasn't for me. And I failed the entrance exam for university. But I didn't want to give up. After graduating from high school, I studied for one more year for the entrance exam, and I finally entered university as a mechanical engineering major. After starting university, my interest in robotics grew. Studying robotics, of course, required mathematical understanding. Although learning the equations was initially challenging, the satisfaction of applying them to move actual robots was immense. Solving math problems, which once gave me a sense of inferiority, had now become something enjoyable, especially when applied practically. Even now, I don't consider myself particularly skilled in math. My classmates have a better understanding of it. However, I don't compare myself to them anymore. Instead, I ask them for help when I'm stuck on problems. They generously help me to understand, and when I see the connections between the math I've learned and its application to robots, it brings me so much joy. Until I entered my university, I viewed mathematics as something vaguely necessary for working with robots. I didn't quite get how those equations were practically applied in the field of robotics. Learning it felt like a necessity, but I wasn't exactly enthusiastic about it. However, as soon as I realized where that knowledge is needed and how it's used in real-world scenarios, my interest in those equations suddenly sparked, making them so much more intriguing. When you're in the process of learning something new, even if you feel like you're not as good as others, there's really no need to dwell on feelings of inferiority. What's crucial is not caring about how others excel in what you're trying to learn. Just focus on embracing new knowledge and finding joy in applying it when the opportunity arises. Through this experience, I've come to realize that even if something isn't initially your cup of tea, a bit of studying and connecting acquired knowledge to real-world applications can significantly boost your interest. When diving into a new subject, there is no need to feel overwhelmed by the prospect of mastering everything at once. Consider a visit to a museum, for example. Without prior knowledge of paintings or sculptures, the experience might seem less captivating, resulting in surface-level observations like, oh, that's a painting of a woman in black attire, or, oh, that's a sculpture of a nude man. However, armed with even a little information about art, such as recognizing the painting before your eyes is the Mona Lisa by Da Vinci, or that the sculpture in front of you is Michelangelo's David, can spark a newfound interest, and it might even prompt you to delve deeper into the subject. Acquiring a bit of knowledge has the power to bring richness to your life, even in areas you might not have considered your forte. Exploring fields or subjects that you once thought weaknesses or lacked interest in may demand a bit of courage. However, constantly comparing yourself to others, feeling inferior, deeming something unsuitable, or avoiding learning due to past disinterest could actually be limiting your potential to discover the pleasures of life. With a little courage and a little knowledge, life can become significantly more enriching. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Shiori Hiramoto. Then we will have a question and answer session. Mr. Carver, please begin.
Thank you very much for sharing that story, and congratulations on the study that you do. That's
Thank
great.
you.
I'm curious about this message of comparison being the thief of joy, if you've heard that saying before, that when we compare ourselves to others, we will always be unhappy. Why do you think that message is so important that you've chosen to focus on that for this?
So I think just now I pursue a degree in mechanical engineering, and now I really find it interesting to learn these kind of subjects. I really wanted to share my experience. I really wanted to convey my message that it's really you really don't have to think about how others are really good at things that you're trying to learn. And well, I think when people feel inferior, I think they're trying to aim for something that they're aim to achieve something, but they can't. Like, for example, if they want to get a good score on an exam, no matter how hard they try, they cannot achieve that score, so they feel inferior. But I think scores at first doesn't matter. The important thing about learning something is just to find joy and to be interested in, and I think that kind of stimulates your intellectual curiosity, and then you want to learn deeper into the subject. So, well, yeah, I wanted to convey this kind of message. So,
I think it's a good message. Thank you. My next question is about, can you imagine yourself going back to that elementary school classroom? What do you think could be done in those situations in a school classroom to better build self-confidence rather than tearing down, building students up so that they find that passion, they find that self-confidence?
I think that, well, what the teacher could do is to not just to teach the equations, for example, math, not just to teach equations or like the formulas, theories. They can first maybe teach how it's used in the real world, like how it's applied. And then afterwards, get into the theory. Like, for example, I teach at cram school, and I remember there was this one boy who really hated math, and he was an elementary school student. So he was telling me that I would never need addition in my whole life, and I would never need multiplication in my whole life. So I took out my laptop and show it to him. And in my laptop, I have this software called 3D CAD. CAD stands for computer-aided design. And you can actually 3D model any kind of thing, like even cars. And then you can even 3D print it afterwards. And I showed him this software, and I told him, okay, let's 3D model my phone. And he was very happy. Like, he was very willing to do the multiplication and addition problems, like, because like if you need this addition and multiplication calculation to determine the dimension of the phone that we're trying to make. So, well, yeah, he was very willing to do these calculation and multiplication problems, and I was also happy. Like, he was enjoying doing the things that he never liked, and yeah. So, for the general advice, I would say like maybe the teacher should teach something like how it can be actually applied in the real world.
Thank you, Mr. Confer. Then Mr. Tokuhisa, please.
Well, thank you, Shiori, for sharing your very precious experiences. And my first question would be that now you are majoring in mechanical engineering, and I just wonder how you have come up with especially specializing in robotics. How did you come to be interested in robotics?
Okay. Well, actually, so as I mentioned in the speech, I was first interested in this lecture where Jack's a staff member came to talked about these excitement of like building something and controlling it remotely. It didn't necessarily have to be something that operates up in the space. Like, I was really interested in this part where you can build something on your own and it moves automatically on its. I mean, of course you have to program, but it moves automatically on its own. And after like entering university, I heard that there is this robotics exhibition that everyone goes as a mechanical engineering major. And I joined this robotics exhibition, and I saw all these like cute robots, and also like there's industrial robot arm that can even hold up these car. And I was very impressed by this creation, and I was also like very curious, and I was asking a lot of questions about this exhibition that they had. And yeah, I think that moment was my first time I felt really like interested in robotics.
I see. Thank you very much. And then after those experiences, do you have any idea of what kind of robots you would like to create in the future? Is that industrial or pet-like robots?
That's a very good question. Well, actually, I'm interested in two robots. Like, one is really cute robots. Like there's these robot pet, like it's in the field of service robots. Like like when you go to a restaurant and there's this cat robot that serves the dishes for you, and these robots are really cute, and I really also like cats, so I really want to build a robot that is like cute and maybe shaped like a cat, and you can also do other tasks like serving or like, I don't know, curing other people's mental health, or and the other thing, like the other robot that I'm interested in is that the robot that can collect the microplastic in the ocean. So there are a lot of robots already. There are a lot of robots developed in other countries like Germany. There's this robot that can collect the microplastic in the ocean. But I was also like, I was curious, like, why isn't like that distributed around the country? So I thought maybe like there is this problem with the cost of implementing the robot in the ocean, because like these robots, sometimes it's a little bit too expensive to operate. So I thought I can maybe like make something that is not that costly, but can work efficiently in collecting the microplastic in the ocean. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you are quite successful in your future career.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tokuhisa. Again, thank you so much, Mr. Koffer, Mr. Tokuhisa, and Shiori Hiramoto.